Hey y'all, it's Courtney and I am back with another video. And today I was going to make a video just, doing some makeup, chit-chatting, playing with some glitter, and I don't know, maybe talking about how Joy Sparkle's BS is possibly coming back to YouTube, or what you guys think about that. But then I saw something really gross and really disturbing going on, and I had never thought about talking about this person. Well, until recently, never thought about talking about this person before. Because as a creator, if you guys make videos, you might know exactly what I'm talking about, drama videos at least. When you talk about people that are at a certain level of just nasty, when you speak about them and they have such a following that's based on just hate, all their followers are hateful, and when you make a video about that person, it just kind of leaves like a stain of hate on your channel. And those followers just kind of linger around and just to be hateful, because if they're following somebody that is that hateful, and they support somebody that is that hateful, what do you think they're going to do everywhere else they go? Be hateful. Or if like you have an interaction with them on Twitter, their little hate group lingers around, and you guys know that generally I'm a pretty positive channel. I know I'm in the drama community, but I'm one of the least dramatic channels in the drama community. I'm not going to say I'm like a ray of sunshine, because I'm not. I do make drama videos, but it's usually only when something like really just gives me that feeling where I'm like, what? Like, why? And it bothers me. So that's about the only time I talk about drama. So the last time I did a drama video, it was on this person's twin. They could be soul sisters with the hatefulness that they harbor. So last time I made a drama video, it was about Critical K. Now, Critical K is the type that she will call murder victims grimy bitches, and call their children, who were also murder victims, snowflakes, little brats, and say that they were being raised to think that they were gods. They're gone. Never to be seen again on this earth, and you're worried about calling them brats and snowflakes. So that's what she does. Then this person, which is Katie Joy, or Without a Crystal Ball, she likes to take child SA victims, sexual abuse victims, and call them liars. Say that they're being little brats, and calling them brats. Critical K called her a little bitch, even, I believe. But Katie Joy, called her a little brat and said that she was lying and everything else. And then when she got called out for it, she said, oh no, what I really said was this, and played this clip in a video, and it made her look even worse. Which you'll find that this is a reoccurring issue, that she likes to try to justify the things she says, and all she does is make herself look way worse. So yeah, they're just very similar. But what is scary with Katie Joy Without a Crystal Ball is the fact that Critical K is disgusting, but Katie has 20 times the following, 20 times the support. Kay has like 5,000 followers, I think. Without a Crystal Ball has like 150-some thousand followers. Supporters. That's scary. She's just as hateful. She's just a little bit fake about it. Kay, she says whatever the fuck she wants, because she doesn't care what you think. Katie Joy, she cares very much what you think, and she wants everybody to like her, but she also is just a gross person, and sometimes it comes out. That's what I've realized. So, was never going to talk about her. Wasn't going to talk about her when, what's the first thing? Let's think back here. Wasn't going to talk about her when the first thing that she did that I ever, well, no, there was a lot that I heard of before then, but I have the mind of a goldfish. I have the memory of a goldfish. So these are just some of the things that I can remember. She called, Nick Snyder. Let's talk about that first. Said something to the effect of, "I'm glad I could trigger a meth head," or something like that. And then when somebody called her out about it, she said, "Oh no, what I really said was, I don't care what a meth head thinks about me, because that's so much better." As I said, this is, you'll see this happen quite a bit. You still call him a meth head, knowing that Nick Snyder has had a very public journey with his addiction here on YouTube. He relapsed last year. So, way to kick somebody when they're down, first off. Second off, I would never talk about things that somebody couldn't help, whether it comes to addiction, mental disabilities, physical disabilities, looks. Why would you bring up something that somebody can't help? Like, it's not cute. And I'm a recovering addict myself, and I just never could understand when somebody would be like, "Oh, well, you're a dope head." Yeah, I know. Like, I worked very hard to keep myself clean, still to this day. 8 years clean, and I still have to fight to not let myself forget what could happen tomorrow. Because the moment that I let myself think that I'm above it and that I don't have anything to worry about is the moment that I get on that slippery slope. So for you to kick him while he's down, it just makes you gross. You nasty. Wasn't going to talk about her when she did that. Wasn't going to talk about her when she did the whole Sanders Kennedy Shane Dawson thing, where, you know, Sanders Kennedy broke the story about Shane Dawson being investigated by the LA sheriffs for being a predator and doing inappropriate things with an underage child. Wasn't going to talk about her then whenever she not only ran with Sanders Kennedy's story, but also built upon it to make herself look like she had the scoop, which is also another reoccurring thing with her. She always wants to look like she has the inside scoop, and with a reputation like hers, I don't know how anybody would want to give her the inside scoop, let alone every single person she talks about. There's either a friend, a family member, an old coworker, family friend. Somebody always gives her the inside scoop. And like I said, with her reputation, it sounds a little sus to me. So either these people don't really know who she is, and she's like reaching out to everybody in this person's life that could possibly know anything, or she is making up things and then slapping a inside scoop label on it, and to make you believe it more, to make it seem more trustworthy or more believable or whatever. And I think that's probably the case. So then when it was busted out that none of this was true, the officer that they were name dropping had been retired. He didn't even work there anymore. And she threw him right under the bus and said, "Oh, well, I was only saying it because I trusted Sanders and blah, 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 blah." But not only did you say what Sanders was saying, but you built on the story. Like, you were also talking with them. You told people to get a hold of you so that you could help them, because you were in contact as well. So you can't just say, "Oh, well, it's all Sanders." No, you had your hands just as much in that pot. Then she did the same thing, threw BX Beast Boy under the bus. You know, he made a video on that whole situation, and she pretended like she wanted to give him the real scoop of who she is, and she likes his content, and she just wants to let him know, blah, 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 blah. Well, he kind of let her in and was like, "Okay, I'll give you that chance." And within 12 hours, she threw his ass under the bus. Wasn't going to talk about her then either. Wasn't going to talk about her when the I stand with Sophie thing went on, and she called that little girl a liar. And I'm not even going to talk about that case, because the more that comes out, the more it could go either way. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but neither was she or anybody else. All we can do is think or have an opinion, and that's not even for us to do, because we are not judge, jury, or executioner. So our opinion on the situation means nothing. And I understand that it was rocketed into or boosted into the public eye. I understand that, but to call a little girl a liar with no proof, it's just not cute. It's not. You're a 40-year-old woman. And I'm not age shaming either, but like by that age, you should know better than to be calling a little girl a liar and a brat and saying that she was just acting like a little brat. You have no idea what that child's been through, and neither do I. Either way, she is a victim. Any way you think about it, she's a victim of something either way. Whether it's something happened to her, and that's another thing. Even if exactly what is being said happened to her didn't happen, somebody's done that little girl wrong. Kids just don't behave any kind of way for no reason. You know what I mean? So either this side's done her wrong by pushing her to do, you guys know what I mean. That little girl is the victim of somebody doing something. There's a million different things it could have been. I'm not going to speculate, but it's wrong to... It's wrong. Y'all know what I mean. And speaking of the parenting thing, how she loves to shame parents, it's really strange to me because she loves to get on here and talk about parents. I've heard her, talk about people's parenting styles quite a few times. But yet, I just saw a video on Twitter the other day of, and I don't really know a whole lot about her son, and I'm not going to bring it up because that's not my business. Like I said, I don't like talking about parenting and that kind of stuff, but she does. So if she wants to play that game, then the video clip that I saw the other day of her sitting on live stream and her disabled son apparently wouldn't go to sleep or something like that, and you hear in the background, "Why are you still awake?" The child start to cry, and then the door slam. And instead of saying, "I have to go, guys, my husband needs help," and relieving her husband of the stress because apparently the kid had been up all night and the husband had been trying to get him to sleep, whatever, instead of doing that, she just sat there. And whenever the door slammed and everything else, she just kind of fumbled a little bit. I don't know if she was trying to make a little noise or a distraction so that nobody would hear what was going on in the background. But she just kind of like, readjusted and then just sat there and kept on streaming for a while. So you want to talk about other people, but you won't even relieve your husband. You won't even go and help your son, who clearly needed somebody at the moment, and your husband was frustrated, but you would rather live stream. So don't go and talk about other people as parents. I'm not a perfect mother. I know I'm not. But that's why I don't go and talk about other people's parenting, because I know that I'm not perfect, nor will I ever be. I will make mistakes from the time I became a mother till the day I die. I will make mistakes. That's just what it is. So don't put yourself on a pedestal and then do nonsense like that. Let your child get screamed at and be in there crying, and then you're just gonna sit on your live stream for a little while longer. So I didn't even want to talk about her then, because I don't talk about parenting. But that's whenever I started being like, she's real bad. She's real bad. So then the stuff that's going on right now all popped off. And so what's going on right now is she prides herself in digging deep into people's personal lives. Things that have never been brought up publicly. Which is wrong, because if it's not somebody, if you're digging into my family that I've never even spoken about online, that's wrong. And everybody in the commentary community agrees. So she got on a live stream and was saying how she doesn't like Tati Westbrook, and she brags about how, well, if somebody's trying to sell something, I like to go and dig into their background and find things that make them look not so trustworthy. So I either go and look at their criminal past or their family past. I look at their mother, their father, their marriage certificates, birth certificates, um, uh, job history, criminal background, if they're in debt, just anything that would make what else? Court history, just anything to make them look bad, basically is what she said. And she straight up meant it. Because then she turned around and said, oh, I've been digging into Tati Westbrook for the last 2 days, and I'm gonna find something. I'm gonna find something to make her look bad. Claims that her husband killed his mother for the inheritance, and that his family all hates him because they know he killed his mother. That's slander right there. So Tati Westbrook, and she said, I'm going to keep talking about them because they're not going to sue me. Well, Tati Westbrook is suing her now. And she's mad because the commentary community is not standing behind her. She has basically pleaded with everybody to stand behind her, but nobody's going to because she's wrong. She is a stalker. And so many people have been coming out now and telling their stories about Without a Crystal Ball and what she's done to them. One of those people being Creepshow Art. And she has been on Shannon's dick. I love Creepshow Art. Don't tell me any different. I love her. I love her content. I think she's a sweetheart. I love that she does not shout outs, but like channel shout outs. I think that's so awesome. Even though some people apparently think that that's her being manipulative. But I just think she's really awesome. I know she's not perfect, but comparatively, she's a saint. Anyways, so, Without a Crystal Ball has been jumping on her dick for like a year or so now, like begging her to collab and everything else. Well, Creepshow Art is very aware of her reputation. Every time Without a Crystal Ball would tweet at Shannon, people would get a hold of her and be like, don't do that. Do not do it. Because everybody knows what Without a Crystal Ball is all about. She's shady. She's dirty. She does shit behind the scenes that is just not, nobody in the commentary community would agree with. So when all this shit went down, Shannon made her video and just told her story about, how Katie Joy has been harassing her for like a year, begging her to collab with her, begging her to talk about her drama on her channel and basically stand up for her in a way, and then complaining because Shannon ignores her and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So like I said, Shannon finally got tired and made a whole video about it. So, she decided yesterday, I guess, to go on Unirock, which is one of her big supporters. He has a channel as well, UNI Rock. She decided to go into his Discord and dox Shannon. Doxed her full name, put a bunch of pictures of her. Yeah, she doxed her in Unirock's Discord. Unirock is one of her big supporters. And guess